we have this kick in tank stroke called the diagonal kick. It's probably one of the hardest standing kicks. It is the hardest standing kick. There's no two ways about it. But how can I put it? I'm doing a tutorial video for at the end of the month on how to do the kick, and I think a lot of the kick is in the stretching. So usually when I show a kick like roundhouse, it's good to stretch out, but you can just show anyone a roundhouse, you can show anyone a side kick. The diagonal kick is really hard, so don't worry, you guys aren't going to do a diagonal kick today, but I wanted to do a stretching session where I was like, well, what are all the stretches I've learned to help out with diagonal kick? So if you don't train, don't worry about it at all, it'll still make you more flexible. But if you do train, and especially if you like green belt, brown belt, start to learn it, it's really helpful, because I'll be honest with you, when I first started teaching like Haroon and that, my diagonal kick was terrible, and it's one of the things I was like, I really need to get good at this kick. Okay, so again, it's going to be some different stretches, but hopefully it'll stretch you out anyway. Okay, so the first stretch we're going to do is just a plie squat, just to open up the hips. Okay, so just like normal, we're just going to do 10. Okay, ready, going down. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, from here, this is just to build up the hip muscle. So I'll show you first. So basically, think there's a line in the middle, and I drop this knee down onto the line, and then pull it back. And then drop this knee and pull it back. And just basically, we're warming up the hips, okay? It's up to you how low you go, and it's up to you how low you get the knee to the floor, okay? But just twist in, okay? Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic, okay? Now this is going to be a little intro into the kick itself. So come onto the floor here and lean on to one side. So I'm like in a butterfly stretch, and then I come over onto one side. Both hands towards your back, and you're going to lift your hips up, okay? So lifting them up, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch over. And lifting up. Great. Push that hip forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to the first one. Now you're going to have one hand off, so the knee is this high, that's going to be the one that's up. As I push my hips up now, I'm going to push my hip out and then back down, okay? So if it's very difficult, just do the first stretch, but hopefully you'll be okay with this, okay? So lift up the hip, push it out. 1, and then come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You come up the other side. Then lift your hip first and then push the knee out. Okay? Ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, this is a very old school stretch. This is the first stretch I ever learned for helping out with the diagonal kick. Okay? So basically, I'm lying on my back, watch me first, and I turn one toe up as far as I can. Now, keeping that toe turned out, I lift it up, and not only that, at the top, I squeeze it. Basically, trying to use this muscle on the inside that we don't often use in day-to-day life. Okay? So turn one toe up, lie all the way back. Okay, and then lift up the leg, but don't rush it. As you get to the top, try and squeeze the muscle a little bit, okay? So keep the toe turned out as much as you can, and squeeze. 1, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to turn on the side for this next one, just for the camera, but you just stay there, okay? Turn up the other foot and lift it up. Ready? 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to stand up and do that exact same motion standing up. Okay? So again, this is more for Anne and Jerry, don't do the martial art. We have this kick that we do almost every class, which is called a stretch kick, yeah? So everyone knows that. So basically you're going to take your right leg back, but this time, much like when you're on the floor now, you're going to turn that toe up and swing it up like a golf club putter. So you won't be able to lift it up as high as your stretch kick, but hopefully, as you lift it up, you'll engage all these muscles on the inside of your legs that you don't often work. Does that make sense? Okay? So, ready. Go for it. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You switch. Another way. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like what yoga has to help us out with this stretch. So basically, what we're going to do from here is, again, you can do this front arm, but I'm just going to show it from the side. What we're going to do from here is we're going to be in our plank position and take our foot forward into a lunge. So everyone come into their plank pose. That's it. And then, just like earlier, we're going to turn this front toe out as far as it will go. Okay? Now, this on its own might be absolutely excruciating for you, so stay there. If you can move now, we're going to do 10 little mini push-ups in this position. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For the other side, turn the front toe out, get in a good position. Don't worry if you can't move at all, as long as you've got sensation there, it's fine. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now we're going to stand up and basically do that in a standing routine. So all these things to do is to open up this part of the hip that again is usually very stiff. So first one, take your legs out in a warrior 2. So building up this muscle now. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down, and again when you come down, you can either come down to your front leg. If you've got a block on the floor, you come down to your block or the floor. But just basically come down here and go down and up 10 times, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. So if we point that toe, that's it, in the direction. 4. Go on the inside ever slightly easier. It's okay, you can go on the outside, but that's harder. It's alright? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if you can get to the floor now, get your hand to the floor block, take this hand behind you. Now this isn't essential, but this is a nice little flexibility test to say, am I getting more flexible? And we're just going to do a little bind here. So take this hand between your feet and try and link your hands together. If you can't connect them, that's totally fine. But when you can connect your hands together, it's like a little test of your flexibility. So bend that front knee into it, that's it, and reach through. And then put your hand down. Put both hands down now. Sweep up onto the ball of the foot. And just like earlier, we're going to turn that front foot out and then twist. So you should feel this in your outer hip. I'm just going to hold you for 5 breaths. Good. And come up. And do all that on the other side. So, bend the knee. Again, get your block in the right position and just touch and lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you've got to breathe. 8, 9, 10. If you can get your hand to the floor or the block, great. Take your other hand behind your back. Now, your flexibility on either side is not equal, so don't force it, okay? So for example, my shoulder flexibility on my left side is not the same as my right, so I can't get the same sort of bind. Don't force it, just go to your level. Put the hand back down. Put both hands down now. Roll onto the ball of your foot. Turn that front foot out. Sense the common theme now. And then twist and lift the hand up. Good. And come on, sit down. Just relax. Okay. So we've definitely warmed up that now. What I'm going to take you through now is some stretching tests to see where you are, okay? So the first one, again, another old school one, is to take both legs straight and then lift one leg into the body. So basically now we're doing the hip and the hamstring, which basically are the bits that take the most pressure on it. It's quite a long routine, so I've given it plenty of room, but again, it has levels. So just sitting like this, cradling your heel into your sort of chest, belt level section should be quite relaxing. And then you're going to grab the top of your foot and then try and take it forward and lift forward. Now use this other hand to try and straighten your leg. So try and have it right in front of you, and at the moment it's not too high either. Now you can either do this as a static stretch, but what I like to do with all these stretches is to go in and out. So for example, I come in and then out. So basically I'm working that muscle in, 2, in, 3, 4. Each time, get a little bit deeper into the stretch. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Does it matter if you grab on the inside or the outside?
We're going to the outside after. Inside is easier. That's a good question. 9, 10. Like a lot of my things, Adam, all have levels, and I've shown level 1 first always because I'm like, that's the first one to do. But there's always other levels. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you can't do that one, don't even bother with level 2. Okay? So bring the other foot out now, just to give that foot a rest, and just bring it in. So again, this stretch here, I used to feel a lot of sensation, and now I don't feel much sensation. So it's one of these things where even when you're doing simple stretches, you can still test yourself, but you just need to be honest with yourself. So grab the inside of the foot and take it out for the first time, and again, you can use this leg to push it straight. That's the way we used to do it. You just do one, like a one-off, but I find going in and out can help floss the muscle. So, 1. Try and get it right in front of you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's level 1 of the drill, so feel free to do that again. Level 2 of the drill now, just to show you the 2 different ways you can grab your foot. It's basically, this time I'm bringing it to the chest. So there's this way, which I call the cradle. So that's one way you can hold on to your foot. Or this way, which I call the bicep curl. But basically, I'm not lifting my heel down here now. I'm trying to put my foot onto my chest. So just hold it in here. Now, again, you should feel a lot more sensation in the hip this time round. So this time now, I'm holding the outside of my foot. But again, feel free to hold the inside if that was difficult for you, okay? And this time, I'm taking it up. But this time, I'm trying to take it up as high as possible. So I'm not only taking it out now, I'm taking it up. So watch the sequence. What I do is I feed it into this arm, whether I grab it like this or like that, totally up to you, whichever is the better grip, and then out. So you're stretching the hip and the hamstring. So in, 2, in, 3, in, 4, in, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that feels a lot more loose now after doing that. So it's good to spend the time on it if you can. So then grab the other one again. Actually, I'll hold on to it. But just grip it and hold it for the first time. In. Sit up nice and tall. And then grab the outside and out, up in front of you, but also as high as you can. So that first one, hold it for a little bit longer. Right, that's the sensation. Feed it into the other arm and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This one now is the most difficult one, but it's the one where I would say that if you're getting close to this one, then you start having to go to the diagonal kick. If you're nowhere near this one, don't do the diagonal kick because you don't have the flexibility for it, okay? So, again, it's always very good. It's easy to get my head to my foot. It's harder to get my foot to my head. So make sure you're sitting up straight and you're bringing your foot to your head, not the other way around, head to foot, okay? So you're going to lift up and bring it towards your head, okay? So that should feel very good. Now, you're going to grab the inside of the heel, okay? So make sure you've got that part of the heel, okay? So the top of the heel, that's it, and now it's going to go out to the side like a diagonal kick. That's excellent, and good. And then in, and see how I've got this like cross grip here? Bring it in, out, 1. Don't forget to breathe. So I'm breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's pretty intense. Okay, so other side now. So again, first time, just bring it up to the head. And then grab the top of the heel on the inside and take it out. When you're taking it out, you want to try and get the foot lower than your shoulder, not up like that, like out and down. And then in, it's a cross grip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. You really say? I'd love to say it's like an easy bit of the stretching now, but because the kick is so difficult, it's all difficult bits, okay? So this is another way of stretching. So if you've got your block, this is where you can use it now to put your block under your knee. So basically now, I'm going to take this foot above, and it's going to rest on top of my leg like this. Okay, so if you want to put a block by here, put it on his, that's it, like Andrew's got it there, okay? So you hold on to this foot here, try and keep both hips on the floor, try not to wobble side to side, because that you will want to do that, trust me. And what you're going to do is you're going to push this knee down to the floor for 5 seconds, okay? So ready, push down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I know it feels weird, but to resist, as you're pushing it down, try and lift this knee up, just like a little PNF resistance, okay? And go again, push. 5, and relax. One more time, push down, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if that was difficult for you, stay here. Like that last one was a test, this is now a test. So watch closely, I've probably got to show this a bunch of times. I'm going to put my opposite hand on my knee. With the same hand now, I grab the top of the foot like the first stretch we did. Watch me first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this knee pushed down so it can't raise up because it will want to. And then I'm going to push my leg out that way. Okay? If your leg doesn't straighten, it's totally fine. Okay? We're going to do 10 of these. If at any point that you get cramp or it feels funny, just stop. Okay? So in and out 10 times. Okay? So up, your hands across, in and out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change legs. So again, sit up straight and push down for 5. Okay? Ready? Pushing down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Rest and then push down. Ready? Go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. One more time, push down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free to carry on with that stretch if that one's working better for you, but otherwise, come on to the other stretch now with a hand here and a leg here. Okay, so let's go through it. Ready? 1. My hip tends to pop on this side. 2, but it didn't that time, so it proves that doing the stretch actually helps to loosen you up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the next stage of the class, we're not going to actually do the kick. I'm going to basically show you how to do the motion safely. Okay, so number 1, we're going to do it on the floor, and then we're going to do it in a seated way. Okay, so the first thing we did was lifting the hips. We're now going to add on a kick. So again, come into your butterfly stretch. Turn the foot up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the hip, push this knee out, and kick. And that's the diagonal kick. Okay? So watch again. I lift, turn the knee out like earlier, and then try and kick, turning that toe out. I know, it's horrible. But this, how can I put it? When you're shown in the class, there isn't time to go through all these bits. So what I want to do this video for was for everyone in the future who's having trouble with diagonal kick, do this whole 45-minute session until there's not much pain doing it seated, and then doing it standing. Okay, so again, we're going to do 10. Okay, so lift up with your hips, turn the knee out as far as you can first, and then turn the foot out. 1, and back down. Up, turn the knee out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's hard work. Okay, changing sides. And again, lift your hips first and let the knee turn out. Okay? Ready. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, we need some props now. So, basically I didn't know this routine until lockdown, and we were helping out some of my higher students on diagonal kick. And I went, what have we all got at home? Chairs. Okay, so this is what we're going to practice. If I show you the routine first, you basically sit on your bench, or your made up bench. You've got the pad there, and you go, and then they get wider and wider and wider. So, ready, starting off at quite a narrow angle, turn your foot out. 1. It's okay, that's why I said the bench is better. This needs a bit of practice, okay? Ready, 2. Change the angle out. 3. Change the angle out. 4. Change the angle out. 5. Down. 6. 7. And on your maximum, try and do the last 4 at your maximum. 8. 9. And 10. Other side. Start nice and narrow and turning out. Ready? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Stop. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. There we go. So there's a lot of setup for a very small exercise, but that is one that puts the problem with this kick. The standing leg takes a lot of pressure. Your kicking leg, there's no pressure on that leg. The standing leg has all the pressure. So for those of you who are like, it hurts when I do a diagonal kick, this is the practice to do. Okay? So you can stay. I need a wall now. So those of you by a wall is fantastic. Okay, come by the wall now. And we're going to practice the footwork. Okay? So it's got the craziest footwork ever.
Do you need to find something?
No, you don't. Keep them close by because again, if you do want to practice the kick at the end, it's a good thing to practice. But again, use that as well. Okay, so basically the foot works like this. My feet are in what I can only describe as pigeon stance. Okay, which is not a real stance in Taekwondo, but the feet are here. You know, one hand on the wall, and basically with your knee now, you're going to pull your knee into the wall backwards. So you know I'm always telling you a side kick, bring it this way. Now you're going to grab your knee and pull it this way in, and then push it out. So you can see how this with the strap it'd be good as well. So you're going to come in and out 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So hard. 5, 6. You can even lean on the wall. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then change legs. Grab that. Okay. Pushing out and pulling in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go, guys. Come back in. Come where you were at the start. Two more sets of stretches. So they were all stretches that maybe you've done before, but maybe you haven't. They're specific stretches I think are very good for diagonal kick. Here's just 2 more sequences that Good for all kicks, but especially diagonal kick. Okay, so the first one is frog pose. So take your knees out wide. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to lift one foot up as high as possible, then back down. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth 10 times. Try and lift it up slowly and hold it up there for a second or two. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now both knees up, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then sit down. We did a lot of this last week, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But basically from your straddle stretch, which again is a stretch you should be doing every day, the way to help with the diagonal kick as well is to turn the toes forward as far as you can, and turn the toes back as far as you can. So we're just going to do that 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this next one, two variations. One is you just turn one toe back, one toe forward. That's one way you can do it, so just turn them alternating. Or you can use your hands to turn your hips over. That's obviously a lot more extreme, but it will help you there. Okay, so we're just going to do 10 of these, up to you whether you want to lift your hips or not. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So just out of interest, I'll just show you the full kick now. Just how you practice. So the full kick, you can do any stretches now just to chill out, okay? Because that was quite intense. So you always start with your toes turned out and your knees bent. I call this opposite roundhouse, because roundhouse, knee comes here and here, or in this kick, your knee comes out and then extends. So it's here, out, in, okay? So it's very difficult. A lot of people try and compensate their knee by coming up onto their toe, but what you're doing then is you're taking all the power away from the kick. So it's up and kick, up and kick, okay? It's a very, very difficult kick. It's taken me 20 years or so to get where I'm happy with it. But again, I hope those stretches not only help with this kick, because that's the hardest kick, it'll hopefully help with all kicks. Does that make sense, yeah? Like it's like one of these things, if you're working with the hardest kick, diagonal kick, then all other kicks by comparison will seem very easy, and that's what I like to do. Okay, there you go guys, bit of a different class, hope you enjoyed it.